Over the course of the next few minutes, I'll be looking into different audience theories from slasher films. The theories I'm looking into today are star theory, fandoms, and Stuart Hall's reception theory. I've chosen a certain amount of films that I would be looking into today and analysing. Those are the Scream films, 1 all the way through to 4, and the television reboot in 2015, Seasons 1 and Season 2. I'll also look into some of the earlier work from Wes Craven, such as the 1984 Nightmare on Elm Street and the 1977 film The Hills Have Eyes. So, star theory. This is the understanding of the impact a well-known actor, actress, or even a crew member can have on a film or television series. Fandoms begin when a movie is released and is popular among a wide range of audiences. These can vary from age to gender to fanatics of other genres. For instance, Star Wars is a prime example of a film which has turned into a worldwide phenomenon. Another great example of fandoms is the annual event known as Comic-Con. This event takes place every year in various cities across the globe, where many will dress up as their favourite characters from movies, video games, or even comic books.
Well, you got some wonderful performances from all your actors. How did you work with them?
I have a big stick, and I hit them if they don't give me a good performance. No, they're really. I can't name a single one of those actors or actresses that I don't think will be a major star. I think they're really, really carefully chosen. My producing partner, Marianne Madalena, and I really went through the casting process very carefully. And Miramax was a great support. They were willing to step up and pay more money than they had originally planned. So in each role, we put somebody that we thought was really, really gifted, rather than saying just a day player to play the sheriff or deputy or something like that. So each role had somebody in it of great intelligence and skill and talent. So they all just sort of fed off each other, and there was this great sense of excitement on the set at all times. I think about 7 years old, I was just about to fall asleep, and I heard this shuffling down the sidewalk and mumbling. And I went to the window. I was in a second-story apartment with, living with my family in Cleveland, and there was this man that looked pretty much like Freddy ended up looking. And I assume now he was probably a drunk, but at that time he was just this dark man. And he stopped, and he happened to look directly up into the window and right into my eyes. Now, I don't know how he knew to stop, how he knew a kid was watching, but somehow he did. And it just stopped my breath in my throat. And I backed away from the window with him just staring at me until he couldn't see me, and stood back there in the shadows and counted, And I don't know what I counted to, 100 or 200 or whatever, but I didn't hear him, and I thought, he must have gone by now, but I would have heard him, but he couldn't just be standing there. And I went back, and he was there, and he just went, like this, with this big leer. And then he sort of capped himself by starting to walk down the sidewalk, still looking over his shoulder at me, and then turned the corner and walked towards the entrance of our building, which was out of my sight. But so I remember running through the house, dark house, and going to the front door and putting my ear to it and hearing the door downstairs open, the door to the lobby of the building. Whereupon I woke up everybody in the house, everybody in the apartment, and my brother went down with a baseball bat, and by the time I had awakened everybody in the stir, this guy had disappeared. But that memory became the essence of Freddy.
Do you remember like the very first seed of idea that eventually became Friday the 13th?
Steve Miner and I and a lot of the same people got together and decided to make a movie about soccer. And we thought that this was really going to be really special, and that was going to be our key, more or less, to the big time, as it were. And when we finished the film, we were having terrible trouble with the names. It was called Manny's Orphans at first. We started making lists of titles and names after names, and while we were going down there, I just scribbled out Friday the 13th. You know, God damn it, if I had a film called Friday the 13th, I know how to sell that. What am I going to do with this kid's soccer movie? Basically, that's what happened, is we started kicking around ideas back and forth. And finally, I think we turned a corner when one day Victor said, wait a second, what if it takes place in a summer camp before it opens? And it was like, oh yes, it really, a light bulbs went on.
My job in making Halloween was to do an exploitation horror film. And the basic premise was given to me by my distributor, Irwin Yablans. He said, let's do a movie about these babysitters who get stalked by a killer. He figured that everybody could identify with babysitting. So many teenagers had done it. And then a little bit later, he came up with the idea of calling it Halloween. Let's set it on Halloween night and call it Halloween. Never been used as a title before, never been used at all. It was an underutilized holiday, so great.